Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a face cast, except I might have went all out and made an entire head cast. So it was actually kind of a fail, and I will tell you a little bit more about why it was a fail later, but I'm going to show you the whole process and what did work, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of what didn't work and give you some tips on how you can make yours better than I did. It's not a complete fail, it's just my head is a little bit lopsided and some stuff went wrong. So I will tell you how to make it better. So let's get started. So the materials you will need for making the face cast is you're gonna start with some Vaselines. Then you're going to need water activated gauze bandages. So make sure they're the gauze, they're like textured, they're activated through water. Make sure you don't get like the cotton padding that goes underneath, because that's not the same thing. So I will link everything that I use down below so that you don't order the wrong things like I did and have to return them. You will also need DAP plaster of Paris or any similar plaster that you can use. I like the plaster of Paris because I watched a few different videos and they all use this same plaster, so I just kind of used what everyone else did. I used a whole 8-pound bucket and I still needed more, which I didn't actually buy more, so that's kind of also why it was a fail, because I actually needed more. So if you're just doing the face, you can get the 8-pound bucket or even a smaller bucket. If you're gonna do a whole head cast like I did, I would recommend getting more than the 8-pound bucket. And then you're going to need some gesso. Some people actually skip this step, but some people also like the gesso, so this is optional. And then you're also gonna need clear Gorilla Glue. So before you get started, you're gonna want to put Vaseline onto your entire face, especially your eyebrows, so that they don't get ripped out when you take off the cast. I made sure to cover my entire face just in case, and including baby hairs like around my neck, since I was doing a full head cast. And then you're gonna also wanna make sure that you have someone nearby just to be safe, because you don't wanna suffocate yourself. So the first thing you're gonna do is, using your water activated plaster gauze bandages, you're going to dip them in water, then start layering them on your face. Make sure you leave your nostrils open so that you can breathe. And I actually left my eyes open as well, just to make sure that I was doing everything right. You could do the eyes last and then take the cast off, but I ended up just adding the eyes in later. So it really just depends what you wanna do.
Here you go.
After a few minutes, once it starts to firm up, you can wiggle your face gently and remove the cast. Then you want to go back and fill in any holes, like your nostril holes, your eyes, and make sure it's nice and thick and there's no holes that the plaster can go through. I decided to do a full head cast. I didn't find any videos on how to do this, so I ended up doing the back separately. And then once the two halves dried, I glued them together with hot glue. Unfortunately, this caused a divot where the two pieces connected at the top of the head. So if you want to do a full head cast, you might want to try to connect the two sides together while the gauze is still wet, but the gauze dries pretty quickly, so this means you're going to have to move fast. Should we put like something here?
Maybe a little something.
We need water. Once the mold was dry, we added the plaster. So you have to mix 2 parts of the plaster with 1 part water. I ended up using the entire 8-pound bucket, and it filled most of the head, but it didn't add any of the neck. So it ended up being really short, and then I didn't have any neck for it to sit on, so I kind of wanted it to go down the neck more, so I wish I would have bought more plaster for this, but it is what it is. I ended up letting the plaster dry for a few days and then peeled off the gauze, which was actually really satisfying. And then I realized that the mold flattened at the top. My whole face is lopsided and it was like super bumpy. I rummaged through my husband's tools and used whatever I could find to kind of sand, smooth, sculpt. I'd highly recommend getting sculpting tools so it's a little easier and you can get a cleaner finish. Once I finally got everything smooth and even, I sealed it with 2 layers of gesso, then added a few coats of Gorilla Glue to make it durable. Just make sure each coat is completely dry before you add the next one, or it will peel right off and you'll have to redo the whole process. Not that I know this from experience or anything. Also, I would use cheap brushes or sponges from the dollar store or something for applying the glue because it is impossible to clean your brush afterwards and you'll be sad when you have to throw away all your good brushes. Also not from experience. Okay, so here it is. This is my head cast. You can see that it's a little lopsided. It's not too bad. You can see it more in person. It's also really bumpy. I am using it for my Halloween costume. I am making some little prosthetic stuff that I needed something to put it on. I also wanted to make the full head because I wanted to use this for like future FX Halloween stuff. I want to learn more about FX makeup and stuff like that, so I will be doing a lot more of that stuff on this channel. And I will also be posting a video of me making my Halloween costume next week. So make sure you're subscribed so you see all of that. And I also did a headpiece for my Halloween costume, so I was using this to like hold the headpiece in place. So if you try to do this, let us know, tag me or post it down below. I also am going to link the videos that I watched as well to know how to do this. So if you want to watch those videos, watch this video, see if you find a better way of doing it, especially the whole head. I kind of just winged it. The problem is I didn't know how to attach it to. So if you find a better way of doing that, let me know. Maybe I'll redo this. So that is all I have for y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And I will see you next week. Bye.